Terrence Crawford and Sebastian Fundora being ordered by the WBO. Terrence Crawford and Sebastian Fundora are stuck in each other's crosshairs. Despite both expressing targeted fights against other opponents, they are now forced to work out terms for a junior middleweight title consolidation bout. The Ring magazine has confirmed that the WBO ordered a 30-day negotiation period to reach a deal and avoid a purse bid hearing. Please be advised that the parties herein, this is the actual purse bid. Please advise that the parties herein have 30 days upon issuance to reach an agreement. The WBO committee chairman, Luis Batista Salas, said in an official letter obtained by the Ring, if an accord is not reached within the timeline stated, which is the 30 days, then a purse bid will be ordered, a minimum purse bid of $200,000. Under such a scenario, Crawford will be entitled to the favorable end, which means he will get the lion's share of the purse. Since he is the super champion, even though Fundora holds the full title, Crawford won the interim WBO 154-pound title and the full WBA belt back on August 3rd over Israel Madrimov. Fundora holds the full version of the WBO and WBC titles. Crawford is a promotional free agent and represented by legal advisor Harrison Whitman. Fundora is with Samson Boxing through TGB Promotions, Tom Brown, and was listed as a point of contact for negotiations. TGB is the promoter of record of all premier boxing champions. Failure to move forward with the fight without the other party's consent will result in forfeiture of both of their WBO titles. So basically, what the WBO is saying is that if they're giving them an ultimatum. If Terrence Crawford and Sebastian Fundora do not reach some kind of agreement, in the 30 days after the issuance of that letter, the purse bid is September 3rd. If they do not reach a agreement, then they will both have to forfeit their share of the WBO titles. And that's big because both Sebastian Fundora and Terrence Crawford are looking to become undisputed champions in a division, and holding a belt also is leverage to get you those big fights. So if you relinquish those belts, it's almost like starting all over, working your way back up. And I'm more than sure that Terrence Crawford is not trying to take any steps backwards. Terrence Crawford has openly spoke of his desire to hold out for a super fight with Saul Canelo Alvarez. He doesn't really, basically, it sounds like Terrence Crawford doesn't really want to fight Sebastian Fundora. Not that he's scared, ducking, or dodging him, but he's looking for the big fight with Canelo Alvarez. Some people saying he's daring to be great, and some people say that Terrence Crawford is looking to cash out and retire. Either way, I would like to see it either way. I'm not opposed to Terrence Crawford fighting Canelo Alvarez or opposed to him going for greatness and trying to be undisputed again at 154 pounds. But I'll dive in a little bit more into that as we get on into the show. I'll dive a little bit more into my thoughts about everything. But when asked about the Crawford versus Fundora fight being ordered, Canelo Alvarez said that he has not participated in any conversations and he does not want to talk about a fight with Terrence Crawford. He doesn't think the fight will happen, but Canelo also said that he's not saying that the fight can't happen. Canelo Alvarez, man, I think he got a lot of things up his sleeve that we don't know. It could be some surprises coming from the Alvarez camp in the next 6 months to a year, as far as like fight announcements after the Berlanga fight, if Canelo is successful September 14th. Fundora's manager, my goodness, Samson Lukowicz, Boy,
Yo, what's up? This is James Lights Out Tony, the one only.
excuse me, but Sam Lucas was talking that talk. He said some really harsh things towards Terrence Crawford regarding fighting Sebastian Fundora. Lukowicz said he's waiting on an offer and he's certain that Terrence Crawford camp will not send one. He said he'd like to find out right now if Crawford is going to fight for the money or if he's going to fight for the titles. Fighting for the money will be fighting Canelo Alvarez. Sampson also went on to say that he believed that Crawford wants the money and the fight with Canelo Alvarez. And I quote, Crawford will do everything he can to fight Canelo, and his team will not call me until after the fight, meaning after the fight with Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga. Crawford is trying to wait and weigh out his options and see if that fight will happen before making any decision. Waiting for Alvarez and Berlanga to be complete would give the Crawford-Fundora sides less than 2 weeks to strike a deal before the purse bid process is triggered, or Crawford could just walk away from it all and either maintain hope for a Canelo Alvarez fight or just flat out retire. I think that's deep skepticism. I think that Terrence Crawford and Sebastian Fundora, I think that fight is going to materialize. And the reason I say that is because Canelo Alvarez fight schedule is always in May and in September. Canelo Alvarez has a fight scheduled a few weeks from now, September 14th, against Edgar Berlanga, and Terrence Crawford last fought in August. I just don't think Terrence Crawford is going to sit out all the way until May next year. I wouldn't if I was moving up to 168. If I thought that fight was possible, if I was Crawford, I'd maybe try to step up to 60 or get a touch up at 68. Because that's a big jump up from 54. You saw, and some people say he looked like he declined at 154 pounds. I believe Madrimov was really just a tough competitor in that bout. But I'm not sure that Terrence Crawford power will, move up with him to 168 pounds. And that's why I think maybe he should take that fight. And that's a lot of weight just to jump up and fight the best fighter in the world at 168 pounds. Samson Lukowicz also went on to say that he doesn't believe that Terrence Crawford deserves the lion's share of the purse. And he accused Terrence Crawford of shorting the sanctioning bodies of the sanctioning fees. He said that Sebastian Fundora always pays all of his fees and never shorts the 3%. And he also, in the statement, insinuated that Terrence Crawford has been shorting the sanctioning bodies and they should not reward him with the lion's share of the purse. So, man, those are tough words, man, and you're putting Sebastian Fundora in a very tight predicament, if that fight does materialize with Terrence Crawford.